Maybe.
I would like to introduce you to the sifler. A product of the last 8 or so months of my life that have come through my own journey to connect with my own deeper purpose. Going through a period in my life where, you know, you get to a certain age where you have to really take a step back and reflect on what it is that you actually are and who you are and who you want to be. And for me personally, it came out of a realization that I don't want to wait until I'm retired to discover who I am. And creative expression has always been the heart of who I am, but it's just been repressed for a lot of my life. So what I wanted to do was to build an app, because I've spent my entire adult life not wanting to be a nerd, trying my hardest not to be a nerd, but you know, the truth is that, you know, I am a nerd. So, before I get into what the sifler is, I just want to take a little bit of time to go on a little super quick journey as to where we are with the way that we interact with technology today. So, one of the things I'm most passionate about is this idea of the extended mind. I've been playing around with the idea of transhumanism for a long time and thinking about the ways that we will merge with technology, and I find it super frightening and weird, and I don't like it. So I've put a lot of effort into trying to think what would it look like, you know, from my perspective, for a way for us to merge with technology. Yeah. But the single thing that's most important is that, like, technology at the end of the day is about modifying the world or our environment or ourselves. That's what it comes down to. And in the process, it modifies us. And so, for me, the idea of a human makes no sense without technology. Like, if you go back all the way to Homo erectus, to where we came from, it was as a result of domesticating fire that our brains grew, our guts changed, and as we started to use fire, which is a tool, we were able to live in all kinds of places, right? Now, imagine, you know, a human without clothes, without language, without culture. We wouldn't really be able to survive. So being transhuman at its core is what it means to be human. We've been doing it for millions of years. The problem is that the way that we adopted technology was mediated by our elders in our communities. And for that reason, I'm super fascinated by and a massive fan of Amish people. Because, give it up for the Amish. Because Amish people are not anti-technology. It's a really common misconception. They're just pro-conscious, intentional adoption of technology, and they adopt technology through consensus at a community level. And so they let their young people go out in the world and experience things and come back with the latest things, and then they look at it and go, on balance, should we use this or not, right? And we don't have that. You know, this was the way that indigenous cultures also approached technology. They made conscious community choices. We don't really do that because we live in capitalism. Come on! That's better. Because what has happened to us over the past 10 years or so is that we've been given so much stuff for free that now we expect it to be free, and we make trade-offs that we are no longer able to take back. Now, why is it that people spend, I mean, this is really old data. It's 2018. Can you imagine how scary it would be to get recent data? Why is it that we spend hours of our days using an app, but we're not prepared to spend a single cent to connect with our friends and stay in touch with our relatives and read the news and stuff? Not a single person seems to be willing to spend a single cent on social media because we've become addicted to it being free and we expect it to be free, and in the process we are giving away our agency. Now, show of hands, how many of you use your phone within the first hour of waking up? Oh, okay. There's one that's a maybe, one that's a no.
No.
Oh no, the hand's up. Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
I just put my hand out.
I'm not going to go through it all the way to the end, but I'll skip to the end. Hands up if you reach for your phone within the first 5 minutes of waking up. Right, and as soon as you do that, you've started your day by giving away your agency to an algorithm that's designed to keep you addicted to stuff that you don't even want to read. Right, that's our reality at the moment. So, from my perspective, this is the problem I tried to solve with the sifler. The amount of times that I have reached the 500 tap limit on my iPhone, and I would live. This isn't meant to be a roasting, guys. I'm sharing.
I'm very grateful for it.
But the amount, like, I've spent years of my life in a state of 498 tabs, because if you get to 500 and you open a new tab, it goes over the top of an existing tab and you lose it, right? So I always keep like 1 or 2 buffer, right? I know not everybody's like this, but I can tell you that, like, having scrolled through all those tabs, it's like, this is full of good shit. This is really good. That's the reason why they're open, because I actually want to get to it. Like, it's actually really, really good stuff. And why am I not reading it? Why am I leaving it open and not going back to it? It's because I get sucked into a social media hole, right? So what I try to do with the sifler is to try and kind of invert this whole concept, right? Social media bad, endless tabs bad. So what are the principles for the sifler? Number 1, no ads ever. This is on record. There are several people filming. I won't be able to get away with this even if people offer me money. So consider this an official contract between myself and everybody in the world that there will never be ads on the sifler, even if it means I go bankrupt. There's no notifications, and this is intentional because the whole point is to create intentionality in the way that we interact with technology. You need to have the motivation to connect with your deeper purpose. I'm not here to force you into a cycle of scrolling through the sifler. It needs to come from you. And so if that's your mission at that point in time, that's great. If not, I don't want the sifler to bug you. And finally, no social media links. And I'll explain why as you get to understand sort of what the sifler is all about. No social media links. So, finally, this is my core thesis, that in amongst all of your open tabs, there is a really strong indicator for what you're curious about. What you're curious about is a really strong indicator for what your passions are. And what your passions are will lead you to your purpose. So therefore, by helping people connect with what they're curious about, I want the sifler to be able to help people connect with their deeper purpose. And that's starting with me. I wanted to say this week, now that it's live, but I can't because I don't have an iPhone at the moment. Due to a pool-based incident a couple of weeks ago. And so therefore I can't even do the demo off my phone like I was hoping to do. I'm going to have to do another clunky, edit it later in post thing. I'm going to go around the back there and run it through my computer. But I can assure you it's real and there are people in the world using it because you can download it on the App Store as of Wednesday. So bear with me.
You could say he's saving it for later.
Yeah.
It's so effective. It's very, it's got the interest. It's like,
Where's the cricket? Where's the chirp? Where's the chirp? There's a cricket.
I think that's a real cricket.
scroll through my text.
He wants to play music.
I think it's a real insect.
Oh no, that's just my point.
Where's we take a break?
Why do you get the...
So good. Turn it on.
Yeah, like, it's really complex.
I hope that wasn't recorded.
So good.
Can you guys see what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm going to open the Sifler app. I have to just assume that everyone's seeing this.
Yeah, we can see it. We can see it. We can see it. You can also dip your head around the back and probably see it.
It's not transparent.
Doesn't do that.
So, this is the first screen that you'll see when you open the Sifler, and it just shows you a random siffle. Now, what is a siffle? Now that I'm introducing all these bullshit new tech words, but you know that's what it's all about. A siffle, save it for later, is a link or a document or a video that you wanted to read at a later time, and you just wanted to make sure that you don't lose it. And what it does is when you send it to the Sifler, there is an AI algorithm that summarizes it for you and categorizes it for you based on the things that you said you're curious about. And then you can read it at some other point in time, and if you have read it, you can just say it's read, and you get some confetti, and it goes away. But it's not lost, you can still find it later, right? Now, while we're on the screen, I just must talk about the most beautiful piece of user interface design that I've ever created, which is the filter button, which is neatly hidden at the top here. Look what happens when I pull it down. Oh, wait. So I can filter all my saved siffles based on how long it would take to read, based on what the topic is, and then I can just read that if that's what I want to do at that point in time. Now, the other thing I need to show you in this shuffle view is another one of my favorite user interface inventions, which I call Pokies mode. Now, if you just want to read a random siffle, you just want like it to show you something random, rather than just it skipping to something random, it does this.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Now, this, we're going to go to the browse view now, and this is what I was saying about if you've talked to me today and I've given you a sticker. This is what I was talking about when I said that it's like a social media, but just stuff that you care about. So these are all siffles, as you can see, and I can click on one of these topics, on the topic tags, say philosophy, and then it will automatically just filter out all the siffles that are categorized as philosophy, or machine learning. And here are just the ones that are machine learning. And again, if you want to just get rid of something so it doesn't show up because you don't actually want to read it anymore, you can say it's been read, or you can archive it, and you can upload a file, or just put a link in there, although I'll show you why you don't even need this screen. And you can also see it all as a list and scroll through as much stuff as you want. So this is really all that the sifler is. It's about saving things for later and then making them engaging to read later. Now, one thing I haven't shown you is that if you actually open a link, it doesn't actually leave the app. I think I have internet here. This is why I was going to do a pre-recorded demo. We can try a different one. Who knows about the Lilith?
I think a few people here.
Now, again, so as you can see, you're actually still in the app, so you can read it, and then when you're done with it, you can just say, done, read. So that means that you don't have to like switch context and then forget why you were in the app to begin with, which can happen with people who've got various levels of ADHD. Now, finally, I'd love to show you how you can customize the app, because ultimately, I want people to have experiences that match what they want from this app and what their personality is. So you can choose your spectrum. I believe there is a sifler peach. Just check this. As I do that, you can see the tags down the bottom there changing to whatever this spectrum is. So if you want just like fewer colors, you can do that, and then all the buttons and everything is now using these. What are you curious about? And this is the most important thing. I've put together a whole bunch of topics you can choose from, and you can say, oh, just show me the weird stuff or whatever. But you can also put in any custom topic. And what happens is if you add a topic or delete a topic, it actually goes through all of your history and recategorizes everything to match your new topic. So you don't lose things, it just always does it all in the background for you. You don't have to change anything. And also, you can customize the AI prompts that give you the summary. So you can add how you want the summary to sound. I like things to sound like they're said by Carl Sagan, personally. And you can, I think this is probably the thing that people should experiment with the most while they're using the sifler, because you'll find content way more engaging if it's written in a way that you actually connect with. So that's, again, completely up to you how you want to experience this.
What does always include cake eating if you mean?
In some cases, the sifl won't be able to get an image for a web page because there aren't any images or anything like that. It could be a document, and so it will generate an image. Actually, the AI writes a prompt for another AI to then generate an image based on the style that you wanted. This was actually Barnaby Joyce's suggestion. Always include a cake eating a human. And I can tell you, I highly recommend this prompt. You get some amazing art generated out of that.
That sounds great.
Finally, one other thing I wanted to mention, and we'll touch on it a little bit later, is that the music that you're listening to right now is actually coming out of the app.
Oh yeah.
The app actually has a music player built in with an original soundtrack provided by Melbourne's own Factory House Band. And you can read about them on the Sifler website, and there will be more music added to it and different vibes, because I found just myself, while I was making this app, listening to this calmed the shit out of me, and it was actually really good for focused work. So I'm looking for other musical collaborators to create kind of binaural beat style music for you to listen to while reading, and there will be more to come. Now, the most important part, okay, is, I didn't don't think I properly pre-prepared this, but that's okay. Say whatever, any web page, you're in any web page, you go to share, and then you go to the sifler.
Sifling.
It's currently sifling.
It's currently sifling.
It's been siffled, right? Now, when I open the sifler again, you'll see it here at the top. It's currently sifling, and it can take a couple of minutes for all the stuff to happen in the background, all the magic.
Analysis.
Yeah, and then it will turn into one of these, and that's all it takes. So even if it's not successful, you still haven't lost the link. You know, the whole point of this is to eliminate the anxiety that's preventing us from closing our bloody tabs.
Can I have a question?
Right?
Yeah. Can you do that again? Just don't know how to do it.
How to siffle?
Yeah, yeah. Do it with something else. Fuck. Don't do it with Barnaby. No.
Are you watching? Did you see that bit? Hang on. I know you're not an iPhone user, but the three dots there.
Do it with Vicky Campion.
Three dots. Share.
Yeah, you share it.
And then it's there. The siffler.
Fucking genius.
And then you just siffle Barnaby Joyce. Barnaby Joyce has been siffled, everybody. All right. And
That's not his first time.
that concludes my demo. Now bear with me.
Yeah, Flav! Yeah!
Civil me.
Save me from it.
Okay.
We have a question. We have a question.
1 second.
There's a question from the front row.
Yep. 1 second. I've got to come back. Again, post-production, we're going to cut this out.
Yeah, Flav.
Yeah, sorry.
Take questions from the front.
No, it's not very long, sorry. Unless you can lean in.
Is this... Can you siffle YouTube videos? And what platforms is this compatible with? Like, is it compatible with Android?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Didn't read the memo.
It will be, right?
Can you siffle YouTube's? Yes. In fact, there is a whole special little tool that I built that pulls out the transcripts from YouTube videos and then summarize it based on the transcript. So you get really good summaries of YouTube videos, actually. What platforms is it available on? So obviously that was an iPhone demonstration. It is also available on iPad, which I discovered after I launched it that actually works on your MacBook computers, and it works amazingly. It actually looks great and works fine, so you can use it on your computer already if you have a Mac. There is a web version of the Sifler, so if you go to thesifler.com/app, you can use it from any browser on any computer. You just won't be able to share things directly from inside the computer. And I am working on an Android app that I hope to have the first version of. This is being recorded soon. I'm just going to say soon. I'm not going to give a date because I would also like to have a mini holiday after all this. But it's coming in the next few weeks. And most people want that. So it will definitely happen. Plus, as I said, I have an Android now, so I kind of need to build the Android app so I can use my own bloody app. So...
Tell us about the no social media links thing, or how it interacts with social media.
Yeah, I mean, it just blocks you from siffling social media links. So if it detects that it's like from any kind of social media website, it just says, "Ba-bow, sorry, we can't siffle that." And the reason for that is that, like, if you find content in social media and you follow a link and it's like real content, you know, like full content that someone's read, that's great, and you can siffle that. But if you just want to like save someone's short post or whatever for later, you can do that within the app, within the social media apps anyway. They all have like a save function. So like, what I don't want is for you to open the Sifler and then tap a link and then all of a sudden you're in the social media spiral.
Funnel out into
the spiral. The whole point is to avoid the spiral, you know. So yeah, that was a conscious decision, and you know, if you don't agree with it, then sorry.
No, fair.
Yeah. Were there any other questions before I wrap up?
Can you like, hello there.
Hello.
Can you like break stuff out into like folders and topics and like specific realms? So like if I want to study like all the siffles for this thing are in this folder or this sort of topic kind of thing. Can you separate them?
Yeah, no, so I mean, what I showed you is that they're all categorized by topics, and if you click a top, like you can filter by those topics. So you can do that. If you want to export that or something, we can talk about that. But yeah, basically the app is designed so that you can just say, I want to just read about this right now. But it doesn't stop you from sifling anything else. You know, it just means that like if you want to just focus on a particular topic, you just tap that topic or just search for the topic. You can, I didn't even show, but there's a search bar. You can search for any word or topic or anything within the app and it'll just show you those sifles.
I'm guessing you're thinking like downstream you might go like, oh, this is jazz, but I want to break it out. It's classical or like.
I think it's going to reach me.
Maybe just speak up.
Yeah. I think it would actually. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Sorry, Don. John. I think John has a good point in the way that like you could have technology, but then you could have like work technology. And different areas of those things specific to
So again, something I didn't show is that you can have multiple profiles within the sifler. So you can have like a work profile or a personal profile or whatever. You can have multiple profiles and they can have different focus topics, whatever. Yeah, so you can set it up to have, and then I also forgot to add that where was a question about platforms. Yeah, there's also a Chrome and Firefox extension that I've built, so you can actually do that from within Chrome and Firefox as well. And then when you sifle, you can choose which profile you want to send it to.
So you can currently run it within any browser?
Yes.
Or within Chrome and Firefox?
You can run it in any browser, yeah. I just haven't advertised it too much.
I got one more.
This might be an important one. Can you like import all of your tabs? Can you go to Firefox and bring in all of the tabs?
No, you cannot import all of your tabs. Again, that was a conscious decision because the whole point of this is to create intentionality. If you just import all of your tabs, it means you've skipped the step of actually connecting with whether you want to read that or not.
Good point.
And then that would kind of muddle up the whole thing. So
also, some of your tabs will be social tabs. So, yeah. Or Amazon or whatever.
There was a point there where you pressed on the plus and it said save a file or something like that, or upload a file. Yeah. Is it a service where you would be able to just upload your own documents, like pieces, like a Substack type of deal?
Does it have to be hosted elsewhere?
Exactly. No. So you can upload PDFs, Word documents, text files. Even PowerPoints. What else?
Oh, brother, better think about
even
storage.
Excel spreadsheets. I don't know why I did that. It's a silly one. So you upload a file. You can upload the file, and actually it creates a copy of it on the Sifler server, so that you don't have to worry about like losing the file. And then it sifles it. It categorizes it. Everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
then when you click it, it opens the cloud copy of it. Yeah. So and again, you don't have to worry about like where did I put that file and whatever.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Brother, gonna need some storage.
I don't know how much it's going to cost you.
Is there a connecting with other people section on the Sifler? So say you want
sharing. User sharing.
What a great prompt! I didn't even pay him.
Peer-to-peer sharing.
I haven't. This is another thing I haven't publicized too much yet, but it's something you can actually do. Is you can make all of your sifling history public.
Yeah.
Basically, you can set a name for yourself. So I've got the sifler.com/Flavius, and if you go to that link, you can go to that link now. It'll show you all the things that are on my reading list. And you can toggle it and it'll show you all the things I've read about and it'll tell you like which topics I'm the most curious about. And it's kind of like if you want to share your reading list with other people, because God knows, I've got some friends who I would love to see what they're reading. Like they're really interesting humans and I'd love to see what they're reading. So it's kind of like a reading list without all the noise of social media and people telling you about their morning and whatever.
Yeah. Also, hello first date, right? Yeah. Hello first date.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
You go on a first date. You go on a first date.
You go on I go on a first date? Are we going on a first date?
No. You go on a first date and you're like, check out what I'm reading.
Oh, first date, yeah. Oh, actually, that'll be a really good way to cut through the bullshit, right? Like, have a look at my sifling history and like, if you're not into it, that's fine.
What are your 3 favorite books? No, like, check out the last 50 websites I've been reading.
Yeah, it'd be a very interesting one. Yeah.
This is social media and like gender integration coming up.
Okay, we'll probably take like one, maximum 2 more questions.
Yeah. Boys are working hard.
Will there be public libraries of on the sifler documents that people have read and commented on? Is that no?
Not at this stage because it sounds too social media-y for me.
Yeah. Potential for
it's
trolling.
It's a real trap that you can fall into.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the one to just like siphon out all the shit comments.
It's like, oh, I can't believe you read that. What a.
Is there any last question?
No. Yeah.
Wonderful. So I just wanted to call out again, Factory House Band. Absolutely beautiful humans. Unfortunately, there's a jazz festival at the same time, so they couldn't make it. But really grateful for them providing the soundtrack for the sifler.
Out there
and it
working
is
for a living.
sick. It is really awesome. Beautiful music. In fact, the story behind it is it was a live score that they did, completely improvised, for the movie The Lost World from 1925, which was the first movie to feature dinosaurs. So that's why it's got a little bit of an eerie vibe about it. Yeah, so they're really wonderful. You can listen to the music without downloading the app, just by going to thesifler.com/music. Yes. And finally, I would love to thank my investors.
Oh yeah.
John and Consuela Despi, my beautiful parents, who I'm extremely grateful for. They
Harbour's finest.
you know, I'm from Eastern Europe, so what I've been doing with this exploration stuff doesn't necessarily fit into their ideal life for their son, so they've been extremely patient with me through all of this, and I love them very much. And that's it. Thank you very much, everybody, for your time. Thanks for your attention. Thanks for making the Serpent's Kiss such a beautiful event. And now we can all look forward to some DJs and jams. Until the cops come.
What's first? Jams or DJs?
No, both
Cops.
at the same time. It'll be
Cops.
DJs with
First
jams.
cops, then
DJs and jams. DJs and jams. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
yeah, Flavius!